No, anybody don't see us yet? Are we live yet?
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
I was like, yes, we're live.
Yep, there we are. Well, hello, Miss Wendy.
Our cats, there's cats in the background.
Yeah, I'm sure you hear the cats fighting in the background.
You want to turn that down?
Yeah, let's turn it down. You know, Wendy, we have been sitting. That's why I need the selfie stick.
You got your glasses up there.
I know I need the selfie stick so that
I know.
my
so
arm
you can
stretching
see.
works. And
Right.
put my cheaters on here.
Crazy Ed's Homestead is on.
Hey Ed, how you doing, buddy? I saw on the last live. Now we're buffering a little bit what we're seeing. I hope you guys are doing okay. But I saw on the last live over there at Kinfolk, Ed, that you reached monetization. Is that correct? If that is correct, buddy, congratulations, man. All those lives you're doing are certainly paying off for those watch hours.
All right, so what's everybody been up to this week?
Hey, Paula, thanks for stopping in, huh? We really appreciate it. Ed, that is awesome to hear, buddy. That is good stuff, Ed.
We're working on it.
Well, we've got, obviously we have the subs, we do not have the watch hours yet, so that's great stuff to hear, Ed. Hey, Miss Brenda,
Thank you for coming over.
thank y'all for coming over from Kinfolk. And Miss Wendy, Spitfire Red, it was funny, Angela and I've been, as you're getting set up, we had to switch over to our live for about 5 minutes or so there. And we saw one person waiting and we were sitting here guessing, who do you think's on there? Who do you think's on there? Somebody's on there waiting already.
Hey,
And,
Terry.
I said, of course, numerous names went by, but one of them was Wendy from Spitfire. That was one of the names that flew out there, so it was
Hey,
great to see you waiting. Oh, hello, Miss Shane. How are you doing? Oh, it's probably Kim, because Shane's fishing.
That's right. Hello, Kim.
Is that you, Miss Kim?
That always happens to me that everybody says his
Everybody
name,
thinks
it's
it's
Kim,
James,
and
it
it's
might be
him,
you.
and I'm in there, and I'm like, this is Angela.
Yes, we're gonna keep fighting for those watch hours. We talked about that, and you're live, right? I'm still buffering. You're going live, right?
I don't know better.
Yeah, you're not buffering. See, I'm buffering.
Okay.
But we talked about that. That was one thing that we talked about with the shorts.
Hey, Kyle.
That we have like 3,900 hours or 4,300 hours, 4,500 hours from shorts. But we don't have we don't have near that many hours from our normal videos. We're blessed to have our community. That's what we talked about in our last live. The community that we have from YouTube is something that we have, and that's something we never dreamed we would have, is the community. So we're blessed to have that. Whatever we get on top of the community that we have is just money in the bank. And that is no pun intended, because money in the bank is not anything that we ever thought we would get. Anything we get on top of the community is just awesome. The community is the best part about this.
Homestead Pastor.
Is Lon here? Hey Lon, Miss Lon, how are you doing, sir? How the heck are you? Hey Kyle, I'm gonna adjust this.
It's fine, babe.
Thank you. I'm gonna adjust it just a little bit.
He don't listen to me.
Honey, I listened to you for 27 years. That's the only reason this marriage has worked.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
He does not listen to me. Not a word that I say. If I say, don't matter what I say, he don't listen. He's a little bit better than he used to be, though. I've trained him a little bit. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it took you a while to train me.
Yeah.
Give my nuts back.
That was a good one.
Yeah. You've had them for, turn this on. You've had them for what, 27 years now? Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
Let me get my phone. Did I do it wrong?
Hi, Brenda. Did we ever say hey to Brenda? No, we did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay to say it again. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda reminded all of y'all to smash that like button.
That's right, Terry. Men never listen.
Terry. No, I can't believe you say that, Miss Terry. I mean, You know, men from the U.S., men from Australia, all men listen. My brother, everybody listens. Now, come on. Kyle, men get a bad rap, don't we, Kyle, Ed? Come on now. We all know that men just get a bad rap.
Why do you keep getting up?
Because I want to. Because I'm a man, and we have it like that.
He's trying to make it perfect.
Yes. I don't want my fat belly in the picture.
I don't mind in there either.
Okay, so that's why I'm adjusting it.
All right.
You know, up until today, everybody that watches our videos until this live
Thought we were super thin?
thought that I had a six pack.
Right.
And they did not realize that six pack was covered up.
You turned on still?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, sure.
They did not realize that that six pack was protected by a keg. Okay?
Lon said he's got buffering bad on his end. It might just be buffering, period, because we're doing the best we can with what we got.
Yeah, y'all let us know if you're buffering or not. But yeah, I mean, back to what I was saying. They didn't realize that my six pack was heavily protected by a steel round keg. Okay? So we got to protect that image.
Right, we'll
Yes.
go with that.
Yes.
We'll say that.
Got to protect that. City girl come. Well, you know, hey, Lala, Rick, how you doing, sir? Can't stay long. We appreciate you dropping in. Whether you can stay long or not, we certainly appreciate anybody that can drop in. You see Terry, she's laughing at me.
I know.
I know it. Hey, you know, you got to protect what you have. That's all there is. That's all I can say about that, by golly. You know, they're there. They're just very well protected. That six pack is there. It's just protected, by golly. You know what have we been up to lately? Oh, go ahead.
Well, the garden. So I go to the garden the other night. It was actually the other day. It was in the evening, wasn't it? You were out there messing with the meat chickens, and I said, I think there's a couple of beans that need to be picked. We were out there for an hour. We had like half a 5-gallon bucket of beans. Whole beans. We kept finding them and finding them and finding them. And I canned 9 pints.
Hey, Darren, how you doing, brother, man?
I was pretty happy about that because I think last year I might have gotten 9 pints the entire season. That was just our first picking. So I'm pretty pumped about that, just to let y'all know. Now, let me know in the comments if you would like to see any videos of me canning.
Oh, I like that theory about that. Rick, that's the best way to keep your self-esteem. You know what they say is the power is in believing, Rick.
That's right, Terry. Your six-pack is protected by good cooking. That's correct.
That's right. But Rick, the power is in believing. You've got to believe it yourself before you can convince anybody else of it. I've been told that my whole life, sir. I'm
Hey, Darren.
Mr. Universe.
Oh, you might be talking to Terry, not me.
Right here, bro. No, honey, I'm sure he was talking to you and Terry.
That's it.
Yes, he was talking to you and Terry. And he might be talking to me.
She said,
too.
hey, handsome, so I'm sure he's talking to her.
No, Terry's talking to me and Darren. I mean, you ought to get all this straight, but.
So you want to see some canning videos? Okay, I can do that. I'm real nervous when I do in the kitchen, but I'll try to do them. I can a lot, actually. I enjoy it. I pressure can and I water bath can. Last year I canned it's candied jalapenos. Apparently cowboy candy is copyrighted. I did not know that.
Well, I guess we're gonna get in French because that's all I'll ever call it, cowboy candy.
Okay, so candied jalapenos.
Which Miss Paula Webb, we must tell. That is where we got the idea from. We had never heard. I had never heard of cowboy candy.
I heard of it.
Well, I'm the one that eats it, and I've never heard of it. And Paula, that's where we got the idea from. Was you guys, and it's been a hit.
It's supposedly copyrighted. I did not know that, Darren. I was in a canon group and they were talking about that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but if you look on YouTube, there's hardly anything that says cowboy candy. It says candied jalapenos. Anyways, so I canned a lot of jalapenos last year. We probably have enough jalapenos to last us a while, but they're gonna want me to can more, even though.
You gotta make cowboy candy too. But look, Candy, Brenda Baker says she definitely wants to see the cowboy candy one.
Okay.
It's good.
Whenever my jalapenos come in.
Kim was saying we took a can over to last week when you a jar, yes, a jar.
It gets confusing, doesn't
That's
it?
right. 27 years. She's been correcting me because I've been wrong. 27 years, guys.
It's
And-
true.
And but we took a jar over to Kim and Shane's and we went over there to eat the turtle, which we talked about that on our last slide. That Angela was not going to touch, not going to have it, but she enjoyed it. But we took a jar over there, not knowing that I was thinking Kim had baked some, but I thought that Shane liked spicy stuff. And luckily, I mean, they were down to their last jar, so it was perfect timing that I think Shane said they just opened their last jar. Kim said they were down to their last jar, so it was good timing. And we took a jar over there. And Kim said they really enjoyed it. She was telling us earlier they really enjoyed it. So I look forward to Angela getting some. I look forward to Kim and Angela sharing some canning recipes back and forth. Because by golly, Shane and I like to eat. That's for sure.
Darren, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just saying that I saw it in my canning class. I honestly don't know if that's true.
No, he said he put a link in there.
He did he?
That's what he said.
So it's true. Okay. That's neat. Okay. Oh, so you gotta put a copyright in there. I gotcha. Okay, I'm following you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, so story to that saying.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. One of the big cute things that came from the hospital visit. The hospital she was in.
So one of the little nurses, she was there a couple, 3 nights with us, and that's what she said. Every time we talked, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down."
Man, I understand what you're saying, but first few times, now this is a young nurse. She's
She's probably
early
20s,
20s,
yeah,
early
25,
20s.
somewhere around
And
there.
Angela and I are late 20s, the
Yeah.
two of us. But here we're double her age, over double her age, which we're in our mid 40s. For those of you that didn't know, I'm 45 and you're 49.
We're both 46
46, I'm sorry, but she is older than me.
by 3.5 months.
That's right. She's my old lady. She's my old lady. Okay, I can legitimately say that. And we say stuff to her. And she had the new lingo now. We love this nurse to death. She was awesome at what she did. We loved her to death. And but she had a lot of the new lingo going. We'd say stuff, and she said, "Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down." And we'd look at each other like,
We didn't know what she was saying.
"I don't want to." Okay, she understood what we're talking about.
It took us a few times.
And she'd say that, and she'd say some other phrases, and I ain't like catch herself saying them now, because she was so cute at what she said, and she was an awesome nurse, but it was, we talk about this, and we got to talk about all kinds of stuff. The nurses there when Angela was hospitalized for 34 or so days, and for those of you who don't know about that, it's an awesome story it's a torrential story, but it's an awesome story of faith, of God's power and God's will and God's power of healing and faith and community of YouTube. For those of you that don't know about that, you can go back and check our videos from December and January. And there was a couple weeks where I did a video every day when I was able to get in there with her. But Angela almost passed. She almost went to see the Lord twice during that time, and it's not long ago in the grand scheme of things. It's 6-7 months ago. Y'all go back and check that series out. But that nurse was awesome, and just some of the cliches we picked up from her, from that millennials. But I mean, it was just so sweet.
She
and so
might be a
cute.
millennial.
Yeah, so sweet and so cute, and that was one of the things we catch ourselves saying that. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Mm-hmm.
So you might hear us saying that sometimes.
So, okay, so last year I canned like I said, the jalapenos. And the one thing I made that David and James loved and they hoarded, because they still have a little bit left. Tell them what it was.
I was reading comments. I just act like I'm listening. Can you tell me that again?
What did I make last year that you and David hoarded?
Oh, that freaking mango pineapple hot
Essentially,
habanero sauce?
I made a video on that.
Yes.
I did make a video on that. It was, well, I can't say it was good because you will never see me eat any of that.
But we told her that she better make some more. I'm eating pecans that I robbed out of my daughter-in-law's pantry up here. But so if y'all are watching, Brooke, you might want to buy some more before you get home. But she made some pineapple habanero hot sauce, right?
Yeah.
Is that what the title of it?
Yeah.
Title of the video. I will not link it over this shoulder because we're live. Angela will not link it over his shoulder because she's live too, believe it or not. But it was literally pretty much, she had a basic recipe, but it was a standard Southern kitchen mama grandmama recipe where some of this, some of that, throw in this, throw in that, and hopefully she can recreate it. She can get close anyway. It is a very spicy hot sauce, but I am not one, and neither is David. We do not do heat for heat. Now, the Scoville rating on this has to be pretty high.
I
We-
didn't take any of the seeds.
We do not do that, stupid cat. We do not do heat for heat, just to have heat. We're not one of those macho tough. Well, Darren, of course, I'm a macho tough guy, Darren. Make sure you understand that, sir. But I do not do heat just for heat. It's got to have flavor. I'm not one of those just to say it just so I can burn myself up and say I did that. It has to have flavor, and this was good. It has to have a high Scoville rating. I know it does. That's how they measure the heat and stuff somehow or another. But it has awesome flavor. We loved it. A habanero pineapple hot sauce that she made, and all she has to be able to do is recreate it.
Yeah.
Because it has, I mean, it's something that you want to mix with stuff. To us, it's not a dipping sauce. It's too hot for that. The flavor's not a good dipping sauce. It's something that you mix in chili, you mix it with rice, with your chili rice, with any kind of dish that you're eating that you want to add some heat to and that you want to add the flavor to. That's what you use it for. And you might put a spoon, or you might dip a spoon, depending on how much it is. If you just dip a spoon in and touch it to your tongue, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel that after effect even better, but you taste the flavor first, and then the heat gets you.
Yeah, I had him test it to make sure it was okay. That I didn't need to add anything else.
You'll see that taste if you go back and watch that video. I'm like, yeah, that's got some flavor to it. Because I didn't think it had a whole lot of heat at first, and it came back and bit me. And I remember seeing some of the comments on that video. One of them in particular, it's like, Angela, I've never seen you put some of the habanero. Wow, some more habanero, some more habanero. Because she wasn't measuring, she was pumping it in there. She knew she wasn't going to be
Bye,
trying
Rick.
it. Hey, thanks for joining, Rick. We appreciate you, buddy. But it's a good hot sauce, and unfortunately, she couldn't put the recipe up there.
I did put a general recipe because I knew basically what I put in it. The thing I didn't know is I threw like extra peppers in there, and I didn't even know what some of them were because we didn't label our peppers last year. So I just had some peppers that I threw, and I didn't seed anything. James was like, "You didn't seed none of this?" I was like, "Nope." You asked for hot sauce, you got hot sauce.
Yeah, so she didn't take any seeds out of any of them. She just ground them up, stuck them in, seeds and all.
So, okay, so I did that, and I did can some green beans, and I canned some carrots earlier this year, and there's a video on that. And then, that might be about all that I actually canned. Oh, jelly. I canned a lot of jelly and jams.
Miss Brenda, we certainly appreciate you joining us, hon. As always, thanks for coming on, and thanks for jumping over from Shane's Live and watching us as long as you could. You have a wonderful night, and be blessed, dear.
So, all that to say, I'll do some more canning videos. So I do enjoy canning. I just, I didn't know if people really wanted to watch them.
Anybody wants to watch something with your beautiful self,
Oh, please.
tell them.
Okay.
I could look at you all night.
He's being goofy. So, okay, so the garden is getting, the garden is 20 times better than it was last year. It is amazing me how much it's, all the stuff and time and energy that we put into it, I think it's really paid off this year.
For those of you who don't know, we are only second-year gardeners. My wife's wanted to garden for, her whole life, and her husband, whoever that sorry fellow is, hadn't got around to getting her one.
Hey, Michael or Bobby, whichever one is on.
Hey guys, but he hadn't gotten around to getting her one.
I begged for one for years. I was like, can I just get a garden right out there, just a little patch? I'm gonna grow some tomatoes. And he would, then the year would pass and it hadn't happened. And then finally, we started doing this and he was like, I guess I need to get you a garden.
After we started homestead, I said, I guess we ought to start a garden, huh?
I was like, finally. When I'm handicapped.
You and me both. But it was funny. We were talking about the beans early in the pole beans, and we're growing Blue Lake pole, and we're growing rattlesnake pole. And Bobby and Michael sent us some Blue Lake bush, but we're not.
I'm fixing to plant those in our
in succession in that last row.
No.
Where we put them?
The green stalk.
Oh, that's right. You said we're gonna try those till I do the green stalk. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's right. But we've got we started picking the pole beans. She's talking about this a little bit. We have about half the pole beans came up good. We're gonna go ahead and plant the other half in our 3 rows of pole beans. Our 3 rows of pole beans are 70 feet long, and
Probably half of them came up. For some reason, the one half of the garden is just not doing well. And the middle of the garden is fantastic. There's like the strip about 12 feet wide, long, or whatever. That little strip, the tomatoes are getting huge. The corn is taller than me.
Weed my garden putting. See, we gotta do. We're lucky with the weeds. You put the wheat fabric down, but we have to do a bunch of seeds for succession planting too. You know,
Yeah, 70 foot long by 30 foot wide or something like that. It was only supposed to be like 20 by 40. He got carried away.
I think that let's think about this though. The half of it coming up, may very well be, and joking aside, may very well have been the Lord saying, "Hey guys, I know what y'all can handle, versus I know what you're going to get overwhelmed with and lose it, and say you can't handle this, you can't handle this." So,
Yeah.
because it literally cuts off at about halfway point on just about everything, including tomatoes.
Yep.
Including tomatoes.
I have tomatoes this year. I got,
We picked more tomatoes than we grew last year already.
yes. Our tomatoes were pitiful last year. I actually have tomatoes. I want to do a garden tour probably this week, and I'm going to go ahead and put it out ahead of all the videos that we have stored in our phone that we have not put out. We are very bad, and we are very sorry.
We get them filmed.
We
We're
do.
very good at filming.
We're great at filming them.
Did that with the editing and the.
They're getting them out.
Remember, there's been times where we have edited them and put them out. I mean, we're just open book, guys. We've edited them, had them uploaded them, which takes a little bit with our, just a hair above dial-up internet we have. Edited, had them uploaded, sitting on YouTube, and then put the thumbnail, the title, the description, the things that you have to do. All of it. A lot of us are creators on here. The tags, and then going into you doing the YouTube studio stuff of adding.
That'll take us a couple of days.
And we're like, I'm like, Angela, this is 30 minutes worth of stuff.
I know.
Why are we waiting to get this done? Let's get it done. Well, we tend to overthink things. Was this the right time to send it out?
Yeah.
Is this the right? We're stupid like
Do any
that,
of y'all
guys.
have issues like that? I know, but some of y'all are great at getting videos out. Y'all like film them, and that night they're on YouTube. And I am
You
like,
talk to people. Well, yeah, we got next 6 videos lined out to come out the next day, and then I'm like, man, there's next 6 videos ahead. But if I say that, shoot, these people will know I'm lying. And I don't like to lie. I don't know, any of y'all have those problems? Typically, don't get me wrong, if we get a video out, it's because we finished it up the night before or a couple nights before. Our scheduling of videos is usually when we schedule it to come out the next morning, or maybe a couple mornings ahead, but we do want to get better than that. That doesn't mean we just filmed the video. That just means that's when we got it ready to come out on YouTube. We have to get better than that. That is one of our goals, is that we have to get better than that. Just like the lives that we're doing. We wanted to do them, we've wanted to do them for a while. Our internet service, I mean, our house, guys, is
like
1,100 feet, 900, 1,100 feet that way. If the trees were not, I know, you can see
No.
trees behind us.
Yeah.
And through the windows. Now, we would have to move the camera over to where it was facing just about dead at us instead of at an angle that it's at. And in the wintertime, you'd be able to barely be able to see our house. We're in my son and daughter-in-law's house, our grandkids' house, that sits about 3 acres, 4 acres behind where we are. And it sits up on top of the hill, so they get much better cell phone service up here. Because the internet service, you can't depend on the internet service to stream our lives. And that's why we hadn't been able to do lives until recently when my
Yeah, when they moved up
when they
here.
moved up here. I mean, we could stand on top of our house and get the service they can on the same property, but it's further up in elevation. So
But we did find out that Starlink should be here before the end of the year, and I'd really like to get that because I've heard great reviews. If any of y'all have Starlink, if you could just let us know how it is. I've heard really good things.
Darren, I agree with you 100%, sir. I mean, a prime example of that is when Angela was in the hospital. I put a video a day out for 14, 15 days in a row. And I know that content, a lot of our subscribers were watching a lot of it, but we were gaining other subscribers as well, just because, and other viewers, because it was a video a day. So I agree with you 100%. It's a discipline thing. Just have to discipline ourselves to do it.
We'll get better. Y'all hold us accountable.
Yes, hold us accountable. 100%.
So if anybody has Starlink, let us know. And let us know how it is. If you know anybody that has it, because supposedly Spectrum, which is like a big internet provider, said they'd be here in 2021. So now
We're halfway through that.
we're halfway through that, haven't
Haven't
seen.
seen any construction coming down through here.
No, so I don't think they're coming. And the thing is that internet provider is at within a mile and a half of us both ways,
Either way.
which really stinks.
Mm-hmm.
So who else has bad internet where they live? I know Shane and Kim do, but they use their cell phone service,
Mm-hmm. Just like we do.
and they tried. What did they try?
They tried Kim, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they tried Nomad.
Okay.
But the cellular service, I think that Nomad hooked them up with was not, I don't think it was Verizon, which is what they use for cellular like we do. I think they sent them through a different cell service to use, but I think Kim and them tried it for about a week, and Kim said, we're not paying for this, it's just not worth it.
I think we need about 3,000 more touch hours. So just a few.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. I had a couple of channels that were helping me advertise for watch hours when our shorts, when you look under total watch hours before, I knew the difference. We had like 3,900 watch hours, and so there were some channels that were advertising to get us watch time. There were people rolling our channels, and I'll say ignorant me because I didn't know any different. We ticked over the 4,000 mark and thought we were ready to roll, and then that's when it was actually Adrian from Farmstead Smith. Contacted me and was telling me the difference that the shorts didn't, that was right after the shorts came out, and the shorts didn't count. And I didn't realize that, and our watch hours it's not high, it's what, 1,100?
No, it's like 900. It might be up to 1,000 by now.
Yeah, so
We have one video that's doing very, very well.
one of our quail videos is doing phenomenal. And you know, we have other videos that people go back and watch, and that's what we're trying to do. And we've got to get more videos out there, like Darren said. We have to get more videos out there and more common videos so that YouTube will, more videos, YouTube will pop out there on that. And that's what it's really about. It's really about getting the more videos we do and the more often we do them, the more they'll get suggested. Our subscribers are wonderful at watching our videos. We have a core of people that watch our videos on a regular basis. And
Not our kids though.
our own kids don't want it. Yeah, they hit and miss. But our subscribers, our core people, you guys are awesome at watching our videos. But we've got to get it to where, you know, YouTube flashes them up there to other people, and that's how you really get watched. And they flash them up, and the more people that watch it, especially in those first 2 hours, is that's what gets it watched even more often. So we just got to get more consistent in putting them up there, and get more consistent with our titles and our thumbnails and stuff along those lines. But back to the beans we were talking about in the garden, and it says, oh, there's a handful of beans we can pick here. And so I'm looking on one side, I got through the meat chickens, and she's looking on another side, and then we were getting excited because we saw all of them.
We still thought it was a handful at this point, okay?
Yeah.
Like
So-
we said, a handful. Like enough for dinner.
Mm-hmm. So the more we pick, she gets a handful. She gets a handful, and I get a handful. Well, don't look at these fingers, okay? Because these two don't count. But she gets a handful, and I get a handful.
He thinks this is hilarious,
Yeah.
okay?
She has little baby hands, and I get a handful. And then we just keep picking. You know, the more you move the green leaves out of the way, the more you see. And we didn't get our trellis in another video. We're going to do a video on making sure you have the infrastructure right. But the difference is, instead of showing everybody the right way to do it, because that's what you see out there is the right way to do it. How you make sure, we're going to show everybody the wrong
We're
way.
gonna show you the wrong way to do it.
Because we're very good at doing things the wrong way.
Yeah.
And you know, our beans were going haywire by the time we got our infrastructure right. So all of our blue lakes and our rattlesnakes were mixed in together. So most of our beans we were picking were on the ground. The runners are now going up the pole, but most of the vines are on the ground. And that's where we're having to pick them all from right now, because that's frankly
There's
where they're
probably
green.
more out there now,
Mhm.
today. We could probably pick more tonight or tomorrow morning. So we might go out there and see.
So we didn't separate the beans, the blue lake from the rattlesnake. And the blue lake green beans are solid green. The rattlesnake, for those who don't know, are green with purple. They're beautiful, mean green with purple stripes all over them, kind of like a zebra or tiger. And but no, those, Darren, before you say it, you're correct. The zebra and the tiger have black stripes. I'm aware of that. And the green bean has purple. That's the difference between them. But so we're having to look way down at the bottom between all the leaves. We find just boatloads of beans. We end up with we're both going back and forth over each other, making fun of each other because we saw the beans. We ended up with about a half a 5 gallon bucket, which is
More than we got last
more than we
year.
got the entire year.
Last year, yep.
And over half of our beans haven't even grown or produced anything yet. So we're gonna go back, we've gotta go back over about half of our garden, like we mentioned earlier. Terry, you mentioned the same, we've gotta do succession planting, which is good, because if everything came up at the same time, and I know our beans, they're gonna keep producing, but there's no way we'd have been able to handle it. So we mixed in our blue lake and rattlesnake, we didn't keep them apart, they're all jarred together.
But just so anybody knows, that once you can the rattlesnake beans, they're all green. You can't tell the difference.
Oh, the purple goes, well, I guess
Purple
so.
goes
I've
away.
never eaten any beans that look like tigers or cheetahs or anything like that, so I guess it does go away.
Yes, small hands do wonderful things. I like my small hands too. But everybody makes it. Brooke, my daughter-in-law, she said, apparently there's a Burger King commercial, somebody with tiny hands holding a big Whopper, and she said that's what my hands reminded her of. Isn't that mean?
See, the girl, Terry says that she's working on videos and has a whole list of videos to do and plan. I understand that one. That's why I started so hard and fast. Yeah, you did there. When you started, boy, you set a heck of a pace, and that taught yourself. You're absolutely right.
Oh, we have watermelons this year.
Yeah, oh yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
We have probably 15 on the vine. I am so pumped. We're gonna have watermelons, because last year I got one little pitiful watermelon.
You had one squash, and what happened? Tell the story about last year. We had one squash and one watermelon. And
So our
did us a
neighbor
favor.
was doing us a favor, if he's watching. Thank you, Isaac. But anyways, he brings his lawnmower over and happened to be
Cut
that
my grass for us.
he was cutting our just the top part and where the garden wasn't. He was gonna go right on the line of the garden, which is where I had that stuff planted, right outside the garden. He ran over all my
She
stuff.
has been babying this one watermelon and one squash all year. So he stays right outside the food fabric. Cut them both. So she's like, "You're gonna be mad at him for cutting the grass and for killing my stuff."
So I'm so excited about the watermelons. Yes, yay watermelons. And they're the little bitty, I think these are, I don't know if they're all the little sugar babies, which are my favorite because we're not good at eating the big watermelons.
Right.
And so I like them little ones and they're so sweet. But I also planted orange ones, yellow meated, I'm sorry, not orange meated.
Oh, did you plant? I was talking to Michael and I didn't know you planted those. Yeah, Michael
yeah.
talked about those.
I love some yellow meated watermelons.
Yeah, I didn't know we planted any of those.
And I got pumpkins coming up, and I'll do it. Like I said, I'll do a garden tour, and but a lot of butternut squash, and then we also in the old pig pen. Hey
I
Harper,
love Harper.
That's-
Cats up here at the in-laws house. Hey Harper, you've been fed. Quit lying.
So we also have butternut squash coming up over there too.
Volunteer squad. Oh yeah, the old pig pen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all watching our pig videos last year? The old pallet pen.
that's where we haven't done many pig videos this year. Our pigs are so cute.
We got 8 of them. Yes, sir. I'll have to do some more pig videos. Show everybody.
Everybody loves your pig videos.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves a pig.
Miss Debbie loves them. She told me she's been missing them too.
Okay.
But she did acknowledge that I'm not making the same videos now that I used to on Facebook with my pigs. And I told her no, that's correct. Well, Facebook maybe now censors more, but I said, at the time Facebook didn't censor much, so I can make a lot different videos on Facebook than I can on YouTube.
So I'll show y'all because like I said, I have more growing now than I did the entire season last year. And I'm just really excited about that. But I will say this. So the two things, last year we did the weed fabric. We did that again because we just cannot weed. There's no way we'd keep up with it. But we did irrigation and the fertilizer injector. And those two things, the last two things I just said, I think are making the biggest difference because we overhead watered last year, and I think that's what did our garden in, honestly, because of how, I don't know why. I guess because it gets in the ground better with the drip irrigation.
Yeah, it fertilizes the roots where it needs it.
Puts the water into the roots. Yeah.
And we are doing organic fertilizer. We're not doing chemical.
We're trying not to.
Yeah, I'm not saying we won't, guys. Now, I'm not claiming to be a purist here at all. But we are we're doing organic fertilizer. We've been able to be successful with it so far this year. But I'll be honest with you. If it were to come down to where we had to do hey, free handling mate, how you doing, sir? Coming to us out of Australia. If it came down to where we had to use chemical fertilizer right now because we're learning to garden, we would. We honestly would, because more important than anything is that we need our food out of our garden. And we need it for several reasons, guys. We don't just need it because we want it. We need that food out of the garden, just like we need our meat from our, we're not having to give our animals antibiotics. We're not having to, give them vaccinations and stuff like that. But if we have to, we will. If we can't do it with natural treatments, we're going to do what we have to do. And if we can't do it with organic fertilizers, like we have been able to this year, the injector, I believe, has helped us a lot, being able to do that. We spent some money ahead of time. One day I want to be and I'll be honest with you, one day I want to be a Michael and a Bobby Jean. I love their permaculture garden. We got a lot to learn to be able to do that. I know they make it seem so easy. And I know they're sitting there thinking, James, it's not hard. And they're right. They make it look so easy, and it probably is. We don't have enough faith in ourselves yet. That'll come as we continue to learn.
They said they do the same thing. We do what they need to do to get our food harvests. They do what they need to do to get their food harvested.
And that's exactly that's what we'll continue to do, because our food, a lot of these homes, we rely on our food. That's what, we don't have the money to go to the grocery store and buy all this stuff. We did spend some money to get this, to get our garden started this year, but that is an investment that we thought long and hard about, and we'll be able to reuse the ground cloth. We'll be able to reuse the irrigation system, except for the drip tape. But the drip tape, maybe we'll be able to use it, but we're not going to stress about that, because the drip tape itself is cheap, very cheap. Mm-hmm. But all the rest of the stuff we'll be able to reuse. The injector, everything we will. So and injecting the fertilizer, it goes a long way. When you figure the cost per whatever, it goes a long way, because we did the math on it using the actual injectable fertilizer. So and we've harvested. Okay, so what else have we not harvested? Yeah, you've harvested. What else have you harvested out of the garden? You've harvested beans. You've harvested tomatoes.
Zucchini. I think the squash bugs got them. My squashes. So I need to replant those. But they come up pretty quick, and that'll be fine. I knew that might happen. I've never been able to catch them daggone squash bugs.
Oh, what do you guys do about, that's what Living Tradition said that they don't plant theirs till what, July now? Because the squash bugs aren't supposed to come in after. What do you guys do about Japanese beetles? Y'all, let us know what y'all do about beetles, besides just going out there.
They're terrible.
Beetles. Hey Tom, how you doing, sir?
They're decimating our beans, and we just don't know what to do about them.
Some people go through and squash them all. Some people go through hang the beetle traps, which.
You gotta get those away from the garden, though.
Yeah, what do y'all do about it? Anybody had any success with actually doing anything to slow down the Japanese beetles? And if you've been successful, let us know. Appreciate it, Michael and Bob. We appreciate that, guys.
Hey, Thomas Schmidt, Project.
We got to get video of the pigs out so Tom and them can see Oreo. Yeah. Oreo's the only way I've left of his, but so they can see Oreo. Looking for some videos from you guys too. Gotta see that sawmill in action some more. But so we've got the squashes come out.
I've got
some zucchini.
Yeah, that's zucchini.
You made some real good zucchini fritters.
I did. Those are very good.
Those are very good.
I'm not a zucchini fan. I cook with it, like I put it in stuff, and I put some up. I actually gotta do some more shredding so I can have it for bread and stuff whenever you fix my oven.
Working on that.
But anyways, I digress. But I'm gonna plant some more squash, and they should come up pretty quick and produce, because they produce pretty quick. So I'm hoping, I don't know, if y'all know what to do about the squash bugs, let me know that too. So those are the two things, and James found a couple of hornworms.
I haven't seen them eating on anything yet. I just saw it.
Oh, well, they'll decimate the plant overnight. They did. One of them, some of them last year ate an entire,
hey, Twin Brook, how you doing?
an entire jalapeno plant, but it came back, and it still produced, so I was real happy about that.
No Japanese beetles in Australia, Darren, huh? I'll be darned. pretty bug that tears stuff up.
Well, we got it from Japan apparently in like 1916.
Yeah,
It got
they probably brought it over. I figured to eat the kudzu they brought over here. That's probably what it was.
kudzu.
Yeah,
That stuff is horrible.
yeah, they probably brought the Japanese beetle over here to get rid of the kudzu. Oh, Tom, I'm sorry to hear about that, bud. I know you go through ups and downs with what's going on with your friggin' neck and everything's going on there, partner.
Terry, I really still wasn't feeling good in March. It took to the end of April for me to even really, like, at the beginning of April, I was like, we probably should do something about the garden. Because really, I should have started my seed starts earlier than I did. I just still wasn't feeling good in March. But I might have to try them. Try getting it out earlier. And I know where you are. So you're probably about the same zone we are. Maybe, what are you, 8A up there where you are? I think we're 8B.
Hey, Tom, well, Bill is praying for you guys. Tom Smith's having throat surgery next Monday, so let's make sure we pray for him. I'll shoot you, shoot me some stuff on Messenger, Tom. Let me know what's going on there.
So you use 7 like 7 dust? Is that what y'all use? Because I can't. If that's
Okay, 7500 complete. Okay,
is that like
yeah,
7 dust?
I imagine so. It's probably it's maybe I'm sure it's the same company. It's a type of 7, yeah. 7500 complete to get rid of the beetles. They were going. They did that because they were going through the crop so fast. Okay, all right. Well that's good to know. If that's what we're gonna have to do to get rid of them, then that's what we're gonna need to do. Okay, 7500 complete. Let me take a screenshot of that so we have it.
We won't remember.
No, that's what I'm doing, a screenshot. Oh shit, I hit the lock button. Shoot, I hit the lock button. Okay. All right, that's what we'll have to do.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
I figured you were 8A, yeah, because we're 8B down here.
I thought you said AA. I'm like, well, we got the deep on here, haven't
8A. The number 8 and the letter A.
we? Okay.
We're 8B.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the liquid 7 dust. It says 500 on it. Okay.
Wait
Well,
a
to go
minute,
look
wait a
at that.
minute, wait a minute.
What?
How can you? All right, now, Michael, Bobby, whichever one of y'all's watching now, you know I'm a huge MD Heritage fan, and for any of you guys that haven't gone and watched MD Heritage, you want to learn anything about gardening, or they're the chicken gods up there. You need to go check them out because they're my brothers from North Carolina, my sisters from North Carolina, my family from up there. We love them to death, but I don't understand how something can be a liquid 7 dust. I don't know how it can be a liquid and a dust at the same time. Now, I ain't a real smart man. Mama always said I wasn't a real smart man. You know,
Your mama never said
and
that.
life is like a box of chocolates, but I just don't understand how it can be a liquid 7 dust. I just don't quite get that. I might look that up when I get off here.
I'll just hush. You're just being silly.
We'll definitely look that up though. Because I remember Daddy always spraying 7 or dusting 7.
Did you?
Mhm.
I didn't have, my family did not have a garden. Now, my aunt in Alabama, lower Alabama, like near the beach, they always had corn.
Yeah.
My uncle had like a big corn. He had a lot of corn. I know we shut corn, a lot of corn, and we shelled a lot of peas. But I don't know where the peas came from because they didn't have a garden. We shut corn and shelled peas, and he did go shrimping in the Mobile Bay, and we pinched a lot of heads of shrimp off. I remember that.
Yeah, I got you. Let me get me talking about shrimp here. What's my biggest pet peeve with shrimp?
The tails.
Now, why is that? No, but what's my biggest pet peeve? But go ahead, let's just lay it out here. Lay it out here on YouTube for all
So if it's
4,000 people we have watching.
4,000.
Yeah, see all 4,000 people that are watching. 4,008.
4,008.
Yeah.
Or
Lay
8.
it out there. What my biggest pet peeve with the shrimp is.
If it's in a dish and it's not by itself, he hates to have to stop to pick the tails off. I see the frustration.
Yeah, you go to any restaurant, nice restaurant. Not where they have frozen shrimp, fresh shrimp. I ain't talking about stuff they pour out of a bag. Order you a bowl of, let's just say shrimp fettuccine alfredo, or shrimp anything for that matter. And this excellent chef, even if it's an 8, 5, 6-star restaurant, whatever, they will fix this up, an excellent dish.
Beautiful.
Beautiful dish. The shrimp cooked, flavored perfectly. The accompanying flavor. Darren, you probably do this too with your. and they're going to bring you this nice dish tossed with this great shrimp, and the dang tail is still going to be on. Now, how are you supposed to fork it up and get it down there, and it, well, hang on, I got to stop now. I got to pull the tail off of it, not the head, the tail. I got to pull the tail off of it. That's going to take 2 forks or a knife and a fork, or I'm going to have to grab it with my finger and bite it off or something, and I'm going to get all that stuff on my finger. It's too much trouble to eat that way. I can't just put it in my mouth, along with all the other company stuff with it. See, even Terry, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. You have, but if you hold it by the tail, you can't. What do you want? I want to get the shrimp.
You want the shrimp?
I want the shrimp. In this particular case, the linguine that's with it, or the Alfredo that's with it. I want all that mixed together. I want to be able to stab the shrimp and twist my fork around on top of a little spoon if I'm at a nice restaurant. I don't want to act like I got a little bit of class anyway. On top of a little bit of spoon and get all of it and put it in my mouth. I can't do that unless I take the time to bite the shrimp from the tail or separate it. And it's
You've
just
really gotten off on a way far away.
That's just me. I'm telling you. You're the one who brought up the shrimp. I'm just telling you. That's my biggest pet peeve is shrimp. Now, if I'm eating peel and eat shrimp, no problem. It's supposed to be on there. That's a hand getting dirty kind of food. But not if it's in a dish. Get the tail out of my way. While you're sitting back here cooking.
Of course, you call them prawns,
While you're
Darren.
getting back here cooking it.
Just
you're
like you
grilling it up,
call
sneak 'em off.
oregano.
Yeah, I was messing with Angela today in the garden when she's growing some
Oh, I got
oregano.
I got oregano out of the garden, a whole bunch of it, and dried it. Or oregano for the people in the United States.
Yes, for the rest of you guys that speak American, it's oregano.
But he speaks
No, he speaks Australian.
he speaks the Queen's English.
The Queen's English?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the Queen don't live over here. The Pettways live over here.
That's right.
Yeah, the Pettways live over here. The Pettways, the children.
Do I have to go to state from him? Sometimes.
It's right there. Well, Tom, if y'all ever come down, I'll let you cut my steak for me if you want to,
I will
Tom.
say
I'll
this.
even buy 'em.
He will get so angry about that shrimp that he'll sometimes give it to me, and I'll have to take the tail.
Yeah, I'll tell her, I said, get the tails off here. They get me ticked off.
It's so stupid. It's like a child. He's my 3rd child.
I'm your oldest child.
Yes.
I've never said otherwise. So, we're sitting here today, we have our raised beds too, and we talk about the garden. So we're sitting here, Angela comes up with an epiphany last night.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You did. I know that's very surprising because you're not one that normally comes up with them. But she comes up with this epiphany because it's been a little challenge to fertilize the raised beds.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
so
forgot
here
about
it goes. So she's sitting here and man, I gotta fertilize the raised beds again because watering them's not too hard before we hook up the hose to the irrigation system. She goes over there with a nozzle and she sprays the raised beds down, nice stream, and waters them. And then we hook it up and use the irrigation system in the garden, let it roll for about an hour, hour and a half in the garden. And she says it's a pain in the butt to fertilize those raised beds. She's sitting there. I mean, the whole house got brighter. I mean, it's like the sun was coming up. Just boom.
I forgot even. I didn't even
Yeah.
know what he was
And I was
talking
like,
about.
what's going on? And
I
she
said,
said,
"Oh my God!"
yeah, and she said, oh. I said, what, honey? She said, isn't the injector hooked up to the water hose, not the irrigation system? I said, yeah, it's hooked up to the water hose. Right off the well, it'll go from the well to the little adapter. It goes in through the injection system, then into the hose, and then out through the hose to the garden.
So y'all see where this is going?
Yeah.
I was.
She's like, the raised bed. I said, yes. As a matter of fact, you can. So, I knew where she was going. Yes, honey, calm down. As a matter of fact, you can.
He didn't
I said,
think about it though. What
Yeah,
he
no, I
said.
didn't. No, she's right. It was her idea. I said, yes, we can put the nozzle on the end of the water hose, put it in just the shower or the spray mode. I said, and you can just sit there and spray your honey away for it. Because it doesn't actually take the fertilizer. We set it on the fast setting, which is, we got ours from Hoss Tools. And that was, and you get their technical info, we talked to them about it. It doesn't take but about 10 minutes to inject the entire fertilizer into the garden through our injection system, the way we do it. and then we follow it with the water for the next 45 minutes or whatever. When we do the injection, that water's into the ground well. So we can inject, yeah, we can do that. We can inject it through the, through the hose nozzle. You can just water it into the beds.
I was really excited.
She was pumped. I mean, pumped. That's not even a word.
Y'all don't understand.
She rode that high for about an hour last night.
Hey, this is what I thought I was gonna have to do. Get like the watering cans, put my fertilizer in there in the water, and have to keep going back and forth, watering it out with the watering cans. That's gonna be so much easier.
And then we'll drop some food dye in with the fertilizer in the injector. We'll drop some food dye in there, blue, green, red, whatever we want, so that you can literally see when the fertilizer is finished. You'll see the color change. It'll go from the whatever color we drop in there to back to clear water, and then make sure it gets good and watered in.
Okay, we'll do a video on it, Darren. I think that has really made a difference, because every time we fertilize, like the plants just, and I don't think we could fertilize as well, especially with the fabric down.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't have fabric in our raised beds.
Yeah.
But we're getting close to the end here. The couple things I want to talk about that I wanted to mention too, but which we do a couple videos we have upcoming. Yesterday we're tightening the bootstraps just a little around here as far as some things have changed around the homestead, and we're evaluating some of the animals that we have around here. None of the animals that you guys love and have become used to seeing, but we have downsized our quail operation. We processed all of our quail yesterday that we had that were grown out. We are raising some more from babies, and when that is when we will decide whether we want to continue the laying program, or if we will just process those and put in the freezer as well when they get to full size.
We don't know if we like them.
Yeah, it's been so long since we've had quail, and our intention when we first started doing quail, we got our first batch from Shane and also from Dave and Darcy over at D&D Homestead. At the time, they were twin two-seaters homestead. When we got it from them, but when we started raising in boatloads, saying a lot of quail at one time, our intention was to raise them and harvest them and eat them, and we just hadn't done any harvesting of them since we started a year ago.
No, we've been really bad.
So we went ahead and harvested. It was about 60 or so yesterday is what we had left. We had problems with animals getting to them and this and that. There's been some videos came out in the past about them that, again, we will not link over here because we're in a live. But so we harvested all of the quail that we had yesterday and look forward to eating those. There'll be a video coming out.
There'll be a video coming out on that.
That's right. Soon is the plan. It's recorded all the way. And we did the recording of the processing of the quail, and Angela did the final inspection and the vacuum sealing of them. And that will be coming out soon. And if we need any more,
we'll link it later, Darren.
Yeah, that's right. And if we need to, if we do need to get more quail eggs, of course, Shane and Kim, he's going to be laying them and incubating all summer. And because they eat a lot of quail, if we like these quail as much as we think we will get more eggs from him. We're just not going to be raising them past the 8 to 9, 10 week age stage right now, because that's when they really get to devouring and your feed bill goes up. We do enjoy our quail. I love the sound, but right now we're just going to stick to raising what we can, raising and self-sustaining, raising what we can eat. If it doesn't have a purpose on the homestead, right now,
make us money.
yeah, right now we're not going to hold on to them right now. Quail around here are saturated in the market, so they're just, Tom, I know you've talked about this before with Dave and Darcy, so you know what we're talking about. It's just saturated in the market around here, and there's just too many of them around here. They're selling for dirt cheap, and not a market that we want to be in. But that video will be coming out soon. Yesterday, for all of our American friends and free handling, and Darren, you guys know enough about it, but yesterday was Independence Day, and we're not going to get on a political kick at all, but most of the people that are our viewers, a lot of our viewers are of the conservative nature, and one of the kicks that we saw,
Conservative
yeah,
nature.
one of you, like I put that, One of the kicks that we saw yesterday, and on my Facebook page, a lot of what I shared was all of you guys remember that this day is in remembrance of folks that had guns and normal everyday citizens that were armed with guns is the reason we celebrated yesterday and the reason we had yesterday to celebrate the independence of this day, the independence
America,
of America.
from the English.
Yes, was because of normal everyday citizens with guns. And the entire country celebrated that yesterday, including those who are not a fan of normal everyday citizens with guns. Just thought that's a little ironic for this country, but it goes back to show that a lot of people don't remember the history. A lot of people like to forget the history. But history is so important, whether it's about controversial issues or whether it's about anything. You learn from history. History is out there to learn from, so that stuff doesn't repeat itself. Not to create controversy. That's not what history is all about. You need to keep history alive. And to end on a positive note, we came home last night. Now, fireworks can cause a lot of problems.
Yes.
You know, the history of the fireworks in the United States, the history of the fireworks is, a lot of people don't realize on Independence Day, is to represent the gunfire, the bombs, somebody told me yesterday, the missiles.
The missiles?
Yeah, the missiles and the artillery. Okay, artillery's kind of stretched, but it was a form of artillery. But you know, the fireworks are
missiles.
the fireworks.
I can't even
1776 for the missiles. But here's the sign. But anyway, it's the gunfire, the freedom, if you notice, that's why a lot of fireworks originally were red, white, and blue. But it was to signify the bombs, the sounds, the lights, and everything that happened in 1776 there on that day. But unfortunately, as we all know, it scares a lot of animals. And this is the ending on the positive note here. It scares a lot of animals, big animals, little animals, wildlife. But wildlife, when it runs around wild, it is what it is. But it scares a lot of domestic animals. So I hear you, Darren. There's a lot of irony there everywhere. We use the measurement system as well. Now, Darren, y'all aren't the only ones that use the measuring system for the British. Darren says no irony is throwing the British out, being the only country still using the measure. We use it as well, and we got 9 millimeter. That's British measurement. We use 9 millimeter, by golly. And then there was another one that I heard too. But anyway.
Okay, he's got to get back on track.
Yeah, jokes aside. We get home last night talking about scaring animals and dogs. You should put your dogs up. We get home last night and our dog on the porch started growling fiercely. And of course that caused my Great Dane to start growling and barking. And we look and there's this beautiful Australian Shepherd.
I thought it was a border collie.
Sitting there panting to death.
Scared. Terrified.
Scared. I mean, he's terrified. Running up to us.
Barb, right?
Yes, Barb. Hey, Barb, from Jesus is Lord. Runs up to us, scared to death, did not know what was going on, but you could tell it was a tame somebody's pet.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well mannered.
Sweet. You could tell it had been brushed because they're.
Yeah, they have a long coat. So I bent down, he jumped up to me, and we picked him. I said, "Honey, come here, honey." You can tell he was scared, didn't know it was he at the time. We'll take care of him. We got him some water and some feed.
Put him on a porch so he can't get off because our porch is blocked off. When you close the gate, there's a place.
We have a run off the other end for the dogs. And we immediately, we calmed him down, got him food, got him water, and got our dogs, who aren't normally vicious, but they want to make sure he knew whose territory that was. Got him separated from him so he didn't get scared anymore. And, we needed to put out alerts all over Facebook. Some of you guys that are my friends on Facebook probably saw them. Did not put pictures out there because we just tried to describe the dog and the breed. And Charlie B. Johnston, we live in the kind of middle of nowhere, so this dog getting water out of the city. And
just wondering where we lived.
They should do what? Edit that out. Well, they're my Facebook friends, I know anyway. But yeah, I think most of these people are. But yeah, we'll edit that out.
We live in an area that the road is well known, like in the community. So if you put that that's our road, people are like, okay, Now I've had people messaging me with like pit bulls. I'm like, no, that's not your dog. I said border collie.
We have messages from 3 counties over.
Yeah, like 3 counties over.
You
And
said what time it happened and this and
And
that.
I do feel bad for them because I understand the feeling. We lost a dog during fireworks one time, so I do understand. Anyways, so the next morning, a couple more people messaged me, and this one lady messaged me. She said, "I live on the same road, and is this my dog?" And I was like, "Yes." And come to find out, they lived not far, but she didn't know when he ran off because I guess they last saw him at 9. And when they woke up at 6, he was gone.
Mhm.
But somebody told her that it was on the community page. I said, you need to get on the community page because they just moved here about 3 or 4 months ago. She said, But it was nice to meet another neighbor. So
Video froze. That's what people are saying.
I don't know.
Gotcha. But it was good. We met him,
Yeah.
and the dog was so happy to see his family, and it was just a great warm story to end the day with, and end the Independence Day weekend with.
It is frozen.
Well, I hate to hear if you guys are still on here and you can hear us. We really appreciate you guys coming out and watching the video. We're going to end the live since it's so close to the end anyway. It's right here. Barb, thank you for joining us late. And everybody else, we love you guys. Thanks for sticking with us. And we'll get some videos out between now and then. But we will see you again live. Same time, same place next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again, guys. We love y'all. We are sorry for being frozen at the end. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. I think yes, it's frozen. Hold on. How do I end it?
In line.
No, there it is.